SpongeBob was here to practice driving again, but Mrs. Puff had turned into a potato. On her way to work that day, Mrs. Puff happened to spot a submarine. She came up with a clever idea. She quickly put on her gear and walked straight up to the submarine's window. Inside, she saw a huge stash of potatoes. She stole one right then and there. She took that potato back to her car and started tinkering with it. After installing a walkie-talkie, she even glued her own hair to the potato. With this potato stand-in, Mrs. Puff wouldn't have to face SpongeBob directly anymore. Looking at the potato person, SpongeBob didn't sense anything off at all. Mrs. Puff guided him remotely via walkie-talkie, and off SpongeBob drove. This time, SpongeBob drove super smoothly. Mrs. Puff didn't worry a bit. She told SpongeBob to keep circling, while she herself lay back, watched TV, and relaxed. It ended up being the longest drive SpongeBob ever made. But at that moment, Mrs. Puff got way too worked up watching the TV. Her emotions ran wild, and SpongeBob mistook it as encouragement. So full of confidence, he whipped the steering wheel, entered a main road, drove right into a prison, and even freed all the inmates. The gang members who had been tailing Mrs. Puff saw their boss emerge and immediately gave chase. Mrs. Puff, at that moment, was enjoying her peaceful time, and couldn't resist praising SpongeBob. Just when SpongeBob was about to crash into a gunpowder factory, he swerved just in time and avoided it. But the gang members behind him were too late to react and slammed right into it. By then SpongeBob had already made the news. Mrs. Puff stared at the TV, dumbfounded. When she looked out the window, Bikini Bottom had turned into a fiery inferno. Explosions everywhere. At that moment, Mrs. Puff finally grasped the gravity of the situation. She immediately put on a new wig, disguising herself as the gang leader, and used a cannon to launch herself to the accident site. But it was too late. The car was badly wrecked. The potato had been turned into mash. Even the gasoline could pass as dressing for the mashed potato. SpongeBob thought Mrs. Puff had turned into mashed potato, and burst into tears. Mrs. Puff had no choice but to swap back her wig and confess everything to SpongeBob. Soon they were surrounded by the police.
I know the drill.
Mrs. Puff was already used to this kind of situation.
What are you in for?